Okay guys, welcome to Martin Motorsport, and this week we are back at Murray Bridge Speedway, Murray Machining and Sheds, Murray Bridge Speedway to be exact, and we've got a smallish field, just under 20 wingless sprints here tonight, mainly being because there's another show on up at Mildura, which a lot of guys have gone up there to test their cars ready before the Aussie Title, which is in 2 weeks time at Mildura. So I'm not too sure what else we've got here today. I think it looks like modified sedans, looks like some super sedans up in the corner, and back behind some mod lights. So I think we're all ready to go there. We've got the pictures over there. They've just built a new car, and I believe Brett Island is having a run in it. Daniel Dennis next to us, Northern Territory guy, now living down at Murray Bridge. And as usual, Andy Thomas next to us, Casey Atkinson there, and Jenna Curvers in her new car having her first run. And then we better go and check out, Brooke Alexander. Got his 16-year-old son having his first run in his mod light tonight, so he's a bit nervous.
A bit short.
A bit short, so we might go and check out that Levi's car in a minute. I always like the old mod lights, and it looks like you got a pretty good field here tonight.
14, we did go 15, but one had
14 cars.
So 14.
Beautiful. We'll go and check them out in a minute. So yeah, that's about it. So we are actually testing a few things here tonight. We've changed torsion bars a bit and done a few things, and we just thought we might try something before we get up to Mildura in 2 weeks time for the Aussie Titles, where there's 110 cars entered. So anyway, we'll go and hand the camera over to Sam. He can take you out on the track and see what's happening out there. But I think we're ready to go. We'll catch you guys a bit later.
G'day guys, we're back at Murray Bridge. It's been a fairly warm day today, in the 40s, but it's cooling down now, and there's a bit of cloud cover, and the track's looking reasonably moist, so I reckon it will probably be a little bit grippy later. You can see a little bit of dust coming off the tractor there, but yeah, once I get more water into it, I think it could potentially be a reasonably grippy track. So we've changed the setup tonight. Wanted to try something different for a little bit, but just haven't got around to it, and then now we got the Aussies in a couple of weeks at Mildura. This is the last chance that we'll get to try it, so we've gone ahead and done it. And yeah, I'm not too sure. It's probably more set up for a real slick track, so potentially thinking Mildura may go slick. Over 110 cars nominated, so yeah, not sure how that setup's going to go here if the track's juiced up, but there's lots of other things we can do to counteract that, and yeah, maybe just run some harder shocks. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, so that's about it. Alright guys, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, Shani's whinging a bit that she didn't get in the video, but she didn't wave enough. Give us a wave. Thanks, Shani. That's good. Are you racing tonight or not? You are. Yeah. That's good. And Brett's in this one. Yeah, Brett Island. So they're testing out the new car. Looks a bit flash, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks a bit shiny.
Better keep it nice.
Yeah, better look after it. So, good field of the mod lights here. Great little cars. As I've told you before, used to have one of these little things. Can even, how you going guys? Could even fit a fat guy like me in them through the roof. Trying to find where Levi's car is. Not too sure. They must be up around the corner somewhere. So anyway, we'll keep our eye on him. He'll be number 0 in the mod lights tonight. So we'll check out how he goes in a couple of his races. So that's young Levi Alexander having his first run tonight, 16 years of age in his mod light. Used to race a bit with his father with him a few years ago. So he's had drivers in his cars for the last 4 or 5 years. Now it's the son's turn. Okay guys, here we go, heat 1, puffing a bit. These stairs are getting harder and harder to get up for the old fella. Track's real greasy, so first heat they were up high, so I'm not too sure what he's going to do here. Starting off pole, probably needs to get up high. Track should be good later on, but at the moment she's a bit greasy, so I'm not too sure if it's going to be good with these new torsion bar setup we put on. But we'll give it a crack. We'll let the tyres down a little bit, seeing it was greasy, and we'll see what happens. We've got Andy Thomas on the outside, pressing behind Sam, Anthony Tapley down the floor.
May have missed her out there a moment ago, but we are set as the track starts to come in. We are green in heat number 2 of the Wingless. They roar into turn number 1. Tapley cops a big push there, exiting 2, does not lose a spot. Curvers now looking to put a pass on Melissa Crouch. They're almost wheel to wheel. Oh, Melissa has to back out of it. She was almost to meet in the middle of the sandwich there. But look at our first and second place runners going at it. This one's still anybody's race. In the speed vision, 95, it's all Andy Thomas. Showing them a clean pair of wheels from Sam Martin in the 66. Curvers in the 27. Oh, how about that for a move from Jenna? Just said cop that to Anthony Tapley. That was an aggressive slider indeed going into turn 1. The young lady means business here as we see our leader Thomas coming through to complete another lap. Sam Martin sitting back behind him again. That car just handling pretty much on the evil side for Tapley back in 4th. Just can't get a handle on it at the moment. Curvers looking for an inside move. Martin's gone around. Tries to keep the foot in the bucket, makes contact.
Might have drifted up a little. Have a look at the way that Curvers just turned the car down on the exit of turn number 2 and made the pass down there in turn number 3. Jenna Curvers from the back of the pack to the race lead with a lap to go here in heat number 2 of the Wingless Sprints. Curvers over Andy Thomas in the 7 of Melissa Crouch as they charge down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. And what a way to open up your season. For Jenna Curvers wins heat race number 2. Second will go to Andy Thomas. Third to Melissa Crouch. Then we go back to the 8 of the Prez, Daryl Sloan, Sam Martin back there in 5th. Jenna, and they'll be the only finishes.
So started running on about 3 cylinders. We put the heat gun on the exhaust here. They're all about, I don't know, 220 or something. All 3 on the other side were only about 180. So yeah, we're just changing the ejectors that side. It just seems weird that 3 of them all went on one side. So we're not too sure what's going on. We're just going to change those 3 injectors, start her up and see if that helps or not. Other than that, we're a little bit confused. Okay, just changed 3 injectors. See what happens when he revs her up. Still sounds a bit rough. What do you reckon? Is it better?
I think it might be better, but...
Okay, we're huffing and puffing again, guys. At the back on the outside. We're not too sure if we've fixed the missing problem or not, but we'll soon find out. I think you might be having a bit of a crack up high in this one.
Furler and Melissa Crouch on the front row, and both pretty aggressive campaigners.
They certainly are. And Ryland Fell will be looking for a good result here. And Melissa Crouch will get the best of the start. I think she had the best of the track conditions. Put that right rear up in the heavier dirt, and she'll lead them down the back. Have a look at the 57 of Brett Island trying to work the outside, and he's got that right rear right in the heavy dirt through turn number 3 and 4. There's the Prez also sliding up in front of him. They're in turn 4, but our leader out in front is Melissa Crouch. Probably driven a lot of dirt kart events in wet, slimy conditions. So probably a little bit to her liking right now. Aboard the 7 as she races through turn number 4, Ryland Furler. Likewise, another very talented dirt kart racer for many years. Back there in that second spot, Brett Ireland putting the pressure on the back of the 26 as they race down the back chute. And have a look at the 66 of Sam Martin up on the high, wide and handsome line in turn number 4. Gets around the outside of the Prez and marches his way up into the 4th spot. But out in front of the still, Melissa Crouch. There's that battle further back, the Prez and Casey Atkinson aboard the 76.
Beautifully presented race car, the 26. Brett Island trying to stay in touch. This one not over yet. Although you think it's going to be difficult after that brief shower that we had for Furler to pull the trigger here on a move. He's going to have a crack nonetheless. Sends it in on the bottom of the speedway. It's a drag race on the back chute. Furler now takes the line away. Crouch back to second. She's trying the switch back and she gets it. The young lady, well done. Gee, there was more grip down low. Thought it might have been like an ice skating rink, but there was a bit more available down there than what we thought.
So a little bit better in that race, but still starting to splutter right up high. So we're just changing the injectors the other side, see what happens. Probably, hopefully, maybe out of about 10th in the feature.
Shani Pitcher gets back by the Prez in car number 8. So it's a fairly good battle going on at the back of the pack as our leader is now on the back of that gaggle of cars as she goes down through turn number 3 and 4. This time by it'll be 4 to go. Next car to go a lap down to our race lead will be car number 14 of Matthew Tyler. In fact, the best thing for Curvers to do is probably just sit there and not make any rash moves because there's a wall of cars right in front of her. Although having said that, James Rodder is starting to charge fast with 3 laps to go.
Oh, our race leader to the bottom of the speedway. There's a few lap cars separating Curvers and Rodder. Through 3 and 4, G. Jenna will not know. She'd probably be expecting someone of the ilk of Ryland Furler to be right behind her. She buzzes the right rear on pitches 96. Oh, let's hope there's no ill effects of that. Rodder now to the inside of Sloan. This could be James Rodder's big opportunity, but the laps are counting down, the white flags on display. Curvers gets bottled up. Is this an opportunity for Rodder? They get back on the gas on the back chute. Pitcher up ahead of Curvers. Curvers not sure which way to go. The young lady's going to hang on and take a feature race win here at Murray Machining and Sheds, Murray Bridge Speedway. What a performance. James Rodder gets in for second. Third place to Melissa Crouch in the 7.
Got Sam's number 1 fan over here, Lockie. Come up to see me, even though he's had a shit night, he's come up to see Sam, got a couple of posters. So, yeah, guys, not too sure what's going on. It's a bit weird how one side of the exhaust was cold and the other side. Usually there'll just be one that's a bit colder if there's a plug gone or injector's gone, so we're not too sure what's happening. Somebody suggested it could even be low voltage in the battery, so we'll check through everything during the week and hopefully we get it sorted out before the Aussie Title.
G'day guys, just a quick update on the car. I won't go into Saturday night because there's not really too much to brag about, but as for the car, I think we've solved the issue. First thing we did is we got the multimeter out, we put it on the battery just to see where it was at. It's at 10.5 volts, should be sitting around 13.5. Got the jumper pack on the car, started it up, still only reading 10.5 volts. So straight away we knew it was probably going to be the alternator. So I'll explain it in layman terms for dummies like myself that don't know too much about cars. Your alternator is basically a generator, powers all your electronics and also charges your battery up. So this wasn't working properly, therefore my injectors weren't working properly, and that was causing it to run rough. So put another one on, and I changed my battery just because I'm not sure if the other battery's fried or not. Started it up, put the multimeter on, and it was reading 14.5 volts, so all sweet. It was also sounding a lot better too. So I think we've solved the issue. Still going to go through everything, change spark plugs and stuff. Got the Aussie titles in 2 weeks. Don't want any of those little issues going wrong. Yeah, don't mind going in an Aussie title, blowing a motor up. Well, you do mind, but you know, there's not much you can do about that. But when little things go wrong, they always go wrong when you're leading. So we'll just try and make sure the car's all sweet, grease everything, change all the little things, and yeah, that's about it. Big congratulations to Jenna for getting her first feature win. Had a good view from the infield, and yeah, she didn't put a foot wrong all night, or in the feature anyway. Pretty good for first drive this season in a new car. Usually have a few teething issues, but yeah, seemed they had it all set up sweet, and was, yeah, got the thing hooking up. Big thanks to Dad for helping out. We were under the pump all night. First time for a while. They put us as the first feature, so that gave us less time. Yeah, I was flat out just working on the car, and every time I did something after a heat, I was putting my helmet back on, jumping back out. So if we had a bit more time before the feature, we probably would have, I don't even know if we started it up before the feature, but we probably would have had time to put the multimeter on it and whatnot, and yeah, maybe work out that the alternator was gone. But it is what it is. So big thanks to Dad. Apologies to Anthony Tapley. Unfortunately, in that first one, spun out, and I tried to flick the car around, and now thinking about it, it just bogged down and just went up the track instead of turning, and yeah, he had nowhere to go and clipped me. Unfortunately for him, he bent his front beam. Fortunately for me, I should check the front beam, but I don't think he did too much damage, and that seems to be the way it goes. Yeah, you don't do too much wrong and you're the one that cop it. So apologies to him. Yeah, that's racing, I suppose, and don't like being that guy, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's about it. Alright guys, I'm actually going to check this front beam now, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Catch ya.